I came out of the womb, I was born, and I put on my glasses, and I felt instantly stressed out that I hadn't practiced enough. My name is Michael Brown. I'm a pianist-composer from Oceanside, New York, which is on Long Island. From the time I was 2, 3 years old, I was really into listening to this folk singer named Raffi and Billy Joel, tapes of which my father had a lot of, and Mozart. So it was that sort of odd trio, which is a very odd trio of musical influences that propelled me to want to be a musician. I started composing when I was 10 years old, or maybe a little bit before. My childhood piano teacher is a composer, and he urged me from pretty much my first lesson to write little short pieces, sort of reflecting whatever I was working on. So from the time that I sort of started playing the piano, I also started writing little pieces which kind of engaged another side of my brain and the art form. I love so many different parts of New York. It's why it's such a special city, that there's so many endless, fun, different things to do. My favorite thing is just to take long, long walks. You know, my goal this spring is 30,000 steps to walk from the High Line all the way up to where I live in Washington Heights. If I didn't live in New York City, which is a city I love, by the way, and I'm basically from, I would probably like to try out living in Berlin, Germany, because the culture, the food, the beer, the opera scene, the new music scene, it's such a vibrant, thriving musical scene these days, full of young people who are very excited about what's going on there. My guilty pleasures in terms of watching something is that I don't do it half speed, and if I get into something, it's pretty much, I have to see it through to completion. For example, True Detective Season 1, I watched it all in one sitting. I think it was 8 shows or something. I would tell aspiring musicians several things. One, I would say to love what you do and to be yourself, but also to find time to enjoy life and make sure that that's all part of the process as well. Otherwise, it's all full of stress, and I think there's a lot of joy and fun that can be part of this business as well. It was at SUNY Purchase. It was right before the opening night. I bought a new made-to-measure, not custom, shawl collar tuxedo for the occasion. And I really wanted to learn how to tie my own bow tie, because, not to feel like an old man or something, but if my generation doesn't know how to tie a bow tie, how are we going to pass that legacy on? So that's what I was thinking. I didn't really care about tying my own bow tie. I just really wanted to, be able to, teach younger people how to do that. So Nick Kanalakis, cellist, and I learned by watching YouTube videos how to tie our own bow tie. And at SUNY Purchase, we spent half an hour analyzing our tuxedos and our perfect, hand-tied bow ties. So it worked out. I think his was a little better than mine. As he said, I said, mine's good, and he said, mine's perfect.